to my channel. It might be kind of confusing to keep up with the theme of this channel, being that I tend to talk about a lot of different things I'm interested in, and there really is technically no theme to the channel. Originally this channel started to show records, vinyl records, and actually it really started to show things that me and my nephew found in thrift stores. It started with a video chat type system, and then we scrapped that idea, and so the vinyl community came along, and I started like participating in that a little bit, showing records I buy, but then it really extended out to gaming, video game consoles, and the like. Today's video is going to be centrally themed around Atari 5200 and ST computer. A little bit 2600 I might touch on. I do own one. Mainly I'm going to be talking about the Atari ST now, and the 5200, my love of it really, and showing what I'm trying to put together here. Now you can't really talk about Atari ST on YouTube without talking about this guy. Let's see if we can make it a little bigger. This guy. I'm sure YouTube is familiar with him as Stickhead. I'm uncomfortable calling him that. But the Joy of Sticks is a great channel if you're looking for information on Atari ST. Now, way back when he started his channel, me and him had a little exchange through comments where he called me a wizard for playing multiple instruments at the same time, and I called him the Geico Gecko. And mainly I called him the Geico Gecko because of his British accent, and I'm stupidly American, but it's this particular commercial that reminded me of him.
You want an English muffin? They literally hand you a toasted muffin with butter and jam. Oh, it's tasty.
So, the reason why I think you sound like the Geico Gecko is because when you talk about an Atari ST game, it's like you're talking about that English muffin, you know. But anyway, I just wanted to mention that. Another side note about the British accent in America. I wonder in England, in America, the British accent is used to create a sense of trust, to create a sense of knowledge, to create, you're okay, you're safe with us, we speak English properly, you know, you give us your money. I wonder over there if it's the other way around. Is there like some guy with like a Brooklyn Italian accent trying to sell you insurance? Like, hey, you want fucking insurance? Oh, you're covered. Come here, you freaking limey. Anyway, I'm not really sure if this type of communication even happens on YouTube anymore, where someone makes a video talking to another user. And this video isn't centrally going to be like a love letter to Joy of Sticks, but I do think that if there's anyone who posts about Atari ST, which he's probably one of the few on YouTube at least, who's going to have answers to some questions I have, it's going to be you. So that being said, this is also a video of like showing my Atari collection. So it all started with the 5200. It's my 5200 here. It's my second one. I have another 5200 over at my old house. 5200 for me is kind of like the ST for you. When you have that English muffin moment, like, oh, tasty. That's how I feel about the 5200. So, because it was the first console I ever got, back in 1984, 85 probably, and as a little kid, you know, coming home and like this magic computer, it's so big and it looks like it's from 2001 Space Odyssey or something. So, you know, everybody else hated the console in the world of gaming, but I'm not really a member of the world of gaming to begin with. I mainly got into a lot of console playing in my older age due to making music with the devices. I make chip music and just beats in general and music, and I use some of the console, you know, cartridges like Nano Loop and LSDJ on the Game Boy, and then I use a Little Piggy Tracker on the PSP, and various homebrew stuff like Rhythm and PSP Seek. And shout outs to the PSP Seek guy if he sees this. I intend to make more tracks with your program. I think he commented on one of my SoundCloud beats that I made with PSP Seek. Anyhow, sidetracked. The 5200. First console, and I'm looking to really find someone to make a music cart for it. That would be like the ultimate for me. Now I know they made the raster music tracker for Atari 800 computers, and I did have an emulation program on my PSP that had, an emulation of the Atari 800, and I did get the raster music tracker working, but it was so convoluted and confusing that I didn't even get around to making a track with it. Now I noticed there's a website that has the cart. Where is it? This website here, Good Deal Games, has the where is it? There it is. It has the raster music tracker. Music on your Atari 5200 converted from the Atari XL. I'm guessing this is just a card that plays music. It's not the tracker on a card. Now this is a plea to all in the Atari world. Probably going to throw this up on Atari Age Forum. I will join the Reddit forum that was created for ST. Throw this up there. If anybody is out there hacking, making programs, I would totally buy a cart of a tracker that works on the 5200. The Pokey chip has amazing sounds. It would be great. I might even throw this up on chipmusic.org. So this is just like throwing that out there. That it would be awesome for me to have a music making cart on the 5200. Question 1. Connecting an Atari 5200 to a modern television. So I think I did figure this out, where if you run it through an old school VCR and connect the VCR to your RF input, and you connect the 5200 to the VCR, then it somehow works with the digital communication of a digital TV. I did this at my house anyway, so maybe that'll work. I will try that. So that means I have to bring a VCR here. So, but if anybody has any other ideas of how to do this without modding the system, because I don't want to mod the system, I do want to use the old school sparking, insane, connector for the 5200. So let me know if anybody knows what I'm talking about and if that will work and all that. The second question has to deal with the Atari 1040 ST. Now let's get into the 1040 ST. I got interested in 1040 ST because of music making. Again, the sequencer on it is supposed to be second to none. I use Akai MPC drum machines, and I've seen a lot of old school, like 90s and late 80s dance music, reggae music, and British actually reggae groups like the Disciples that really were utilizing the 1040 ST sequencing power, paired with an Akai S950 or any of those Akai rack mount units. I don't have one of those. I have an MPC 2000, which I did sync with the 1040 once a while back, but I'm not even sure if I'm going to do that with it here. I actually just want to get the 1040 working with my television, my modern TV, so I have that challenge with the 1040 as well, as I have with the 5200. So that's question 1. How do you get the 1040 to work with a modern TV? What device would I need, or cable? So there's a nice noob question for you. And then my second question would be running programs on the 1040. Now this is probably a good question for the likes of Gwem and Stickhead. I'm not sure if you're familiar with Gwem's work. I'm sure you probably are, though, being how much of a ST head you are. But yeah, Gwem is this artist who has a record label who the label's called Pre-Roman Britain. Now, I like to think in my own little sick head, that my own Brooklyn Italian sick head, that the reason why Gwem named his record label Pre-Roman Britain is because it's kind of racist towards Italians. He was like, yeah, that's when Britain was really kicking, before all the filthy Italians got here. So Gwem, if you're watching this, I apologize. It's just my stupid sense of humor. But anyway, Pre-Roman Britain, yeah, good label. Gwem has a program called Maximizer, which I definitely want to use on my setup here, on my TV, sitting on my couch, making, Maximizer beats. That would be, the apex, right? So, yeah, that's another question. Now, how to get Maximizer running 1040 ST. Now, Ultra Satan, the SD cart, I believe, or the ST drive that was modded for the 1040 ST is something I definitely would want to go down that route. But I can't seem to find any Ultra Satans for sale, and I don't think I would be able to make one. I do have a bench and tinker with electronics, but if there's anybody out there, this is question 3, if there's anybody out there that would be able to help me figure out how to get an Ultra Satan, how to get it working, and then how to get Maximizer, and MusicMon is my favorite tracker for Atari ST. Now, on my TV currently, I have a PC connected, and that's how I watch YouTube on it and everything in the living room. It's really great. But I do have a Atari emulation program on this PC that I did get MusicMon working on, but that was another thing, much like the Roster Music Cart, that took hours, and by the time I got it working, I didn't feel like making music. So I have to reacquaint myself with that whole process and see if I want to do that all over again. So I could just use ST on the television that way. I think that's the way Stickhead does it. So I want to know, question 4, is the Atari emulator the best one for PC to make that all work seamlessly? So yeah, I think that's my 4 questions. 1, to review. 1, how to get Atari 5200 working on a modern television. 2, how to get Atari 1040 ST viewed and working on a modern television. 3, where to buy an Ultra Satan, or how to get an Ultra Satan working with Atari 1040 ST. 4, is Atari the best emulator for PC for 1040 ST games and programs? Now, here comes a 5th question. I have an Atari 520 ST. It's not here. It's back at my old place with my 2600. I will show you a picture of that, or a video of that. And this is where my other Atari resides. It's the Atari 520 ST, and I have it here because this was formerly my gaming setup. As you can see, I have all my classic stuff here. The 5200 that is at my apartment used to be in here. So I have a 520 here and another 5200 there. It's connected to this TV. So that's that. Okay, so as you saw, I have the 520 over there not connected as well. I do have an old school analog TV there, so that's how I would connect it there. But that's a fifth question. Where do you get the cable to connect from the 520 to an old school television, and would that work? I remember trying a cable, like an RCA video cable, and it didn't connect and didn't work. So I'm sure there's something better that could be used. And as far as the 2600 goes, just to touch on it, I have it over there, and I have the Atari synth cart. That's mainly why I started using a 2600 again back there. And I never even scratched the surface with the synth cart. And as a matter of fact, most likely I will be buying a 2600 conversion cart for the 5200 to play synth cart here if I get this whole system working. So the only other thing is that I would say that this is a plea to Atari hackers or homebrew makers that I for one would love and definitely spend good money on an Atari 5200 tracker cart. So I'm going to probably throw this up on chipmusic.org, definitely on the Reddit for the Atari 1040 ST and Atari Age. So if anybody out there is watching this and is a homebrew maker and interested in the 5200 the way I am, I think the Pokey chip has a lot of possibility and should be explored in the realms of trackers. So if you make one, I know I would buy one, and I would be very thankful. So yeah, I guess that's about it. Stickhead, keep it up. Joysticks, keep making those videos, because I'm definitely a fan and watching. And I hope that you all enjoyed my little chat on Atari 5200 and 1040 ST. Thanks for watching, and if you like what you saw, definitely subscribe.